Hi, and welcome to Deepwell Archival Services. In today's brief 5-minute video, we're going to take a fundamental look at the terms VNA and PACS, and we're going to do that using the Occam's razor approach. Occam's razor is a philosophy that says when searching for solutions or answers that you need to get rid of all extraneous information that can interfere with that search for answers. And secondly, Occam's razor, the philosophy says that simpler is always better. And we're going to look at these fundamental terms in light of a movement that seems to be afoot among certain consulting circles and certain manufacturer and vendor circles. A movement that says we want to reduce significantly the responsibility and capability of the PACS, and we want to move that responsibility over to a vendor-neutral archive. Okay, and we just fundamentally agree with that, or disagree, I should say. With that concept of getting rid of PACS vendors. We just, again, we just don't think it's the right way to approach things. Okay, we would rather integrate with PACS vendors and provide additional functionality that provides, access to storage and vendor-neutral archive from multiple ologies of multiple PACS vendors. We believe at Deepwell that PACS technology has evolved significantly over the last 10 or 15 years. We like the fact that you're seeing the implementation of zero footprint hosted PACS solutions, 100% web viewers. All these technologies have evolved, and I think that the responsibility of the traditional PACS vendor is being somewhat reduced, and it's happening organically. It's happening naturally. So we want to take a look at the term vendor neutral archive from the perspective of how can we add value to an end user, both from a price and an economics perspective. So let's look at the term vendor-neutral archive, okay? Let's look at, well, 3 words, right? The first term is vendor-neutral. In medical imaging, what does that imply? Well, it doesn't imply, it demands that anyone that's going to call themselves a vendor-neutral storage or archive solution needs to conform explicitly to the DICOM standard as written. Things like DICOM Part 10 for long-term archive and media storage exchange. Okay, the spec was written for a reason, and if you adhere to that spec and conform to it for the long term, you can truly promise your clients the long-term preservation and access to their diagnostic study data. Okay, so what's the second part of the term? Archive. Okay, archive means storage. Okay, storage, it means you are going to house the electronic and protect your client's electronic diagnostic study data for lengthy periods of time. 7 years and up is more often than not the case in our industry. Now, does archive imply that you have to have extensive disaster recovery and business continuance capabilities and things like that, additional storage functionalities? No, it does not. We believe in offering those additional functionalities, such as DR and BC, but if the end user has solutions that they would rather implement and deploy, we believe that we should integrate with those solutions as well. So we believe vendor neutral, conform explicitly to the DICOM standard as written. Archive, you're a storage device that can provide common storage for different PACS vendors and different ologies. Now let's look at the term PACS real quick. Okay, what is PACS without the A? It's a picture communication system. Okay, well, what does that imply? Well, to communicate in the world of technology implies a network. So in order to communicate and share data, you need a network. It also implies communication implies visualization, which is typically enterprise viewing technology. Okay, now do you need to have enterprise viewing capability in your archive? No. What are we? A vendor neutral, we already talked about that, and we're an archive, we're a storage system. Why do we want to transfer power from one notoriously and historically expensive technology solution to another? No, rather, we believe in shrinking the responsibility of the vendors, of the individual vendors inside the imaging organization. We believe in providing integration capability as opposed to dominating the enterprise and the end users purchasing and managing management budget. So we believe, to kind of recap here and to close, why transfer power from one group of vendors and power and expense, one multi-million-dollar solution, to another? Why not make all the solutions smaller and more open and more integration capable? That's what will truly benefit the end user. Okay, so that's how we feel here at Deepwell Archival Services. We appreciate your time, and we always encourage you to reach out to us through contact us at deepwellarchive.com or get in touch with us anytime. We'd love to hear what you're doing out there in imaging organization land. And we certainly, again, appreciate your time and hope to see you on the next presentation.